My name is Sydney Ase Emmanuel. Today we shall be looking at basic technology with the theme, You and Technology. We're going to be considering the topic, the concept of technology. Now, technology has grown over the years. The way we used to do things 10 years back is not the way we do them today. The kind of tools, the kind of machines that we use some years back is not the kind of machines that we use to carry out our activities today. Now, in this lesson, we want to ensure that at the end of the lesson, you are able to define technology and identify its benefits. Secondly, you should be able to identify the products of technology. And then lastly, you should be able to discuss how technology has contributed to human living. Now, our introduction. Technology, like I said earlier on, has grown over the years. So in time past, the villagers get drinking water from running streams and rainfall. But today the story is different. We can get water from the ground with the use of pumps to get potable drinking water. Now, this is a typical example of a stream, where the villagers used to get water before to drink, and then the rain water. Now, technology grew gradually to the point where they started using wells. We could get buckets that can pull out the water from the ground before the introduction of the pumps. Now, what is this technology that we are talking about? Now, in simple terms, technology simply means what makes life easy. The products, the things that we do or we use to make life easy for us, for man. Now, in farming, for example, we discovered that in time past, or some years back, many years ago, farmers used hoes and cutlasses to carry out the activities on the farm. But today, the story is quite different. We discovered that they use some tools and machines which are being powered by water, wind, electricity, and of course, the sun. Now, this is a typical example of a farm where irrigation is taking place. You notice that the farmer does not need to go to fetch water from anywhere and then start pouring on his crops. Just connect some pipes there, like you can see here. Connect some pipes and apply some water pressure that can now spread the water across the farm. This is what we call irrigation. And then we have the windmill, which is used to grind grains. This one is powered by the wind. And then we also have the solar panel, which is used to power the farms. Gives electricity to the farm. Now, we have two types of technology. We have the underdeveloped technology, and we also have the developed technology. For the underdeveloped technology, this involves the crude methods of doing things. And then the developed technology involves the modern methods and the equipments that we use to carry out our activities. Now, this is a typical example of lighting our environment using the lantern. This is for underdeveloped technology. And then today, for the developed technology, we use electricity, the light bulbs, to do the same function that the lanterns were doing before. This is another typical example of underdeveloped technology. And then this is an example of developed technology. Now, what are the benefits of this technology that we're talking about? Technology has positively affected every area of our life. Therefore, technology makes our work easier, faster, neater, more accurate, and more reliable. Okay, so we're going to be discussing some products of technology. What are the things that technology has given birth to that we use today? Some of the products that we use today that has been making life easy for us. This is a typical example of the product of technology. Discover that when we try to travel from one place to the other in time past, they use horses or camels. But today the story is quite different. You can use vehicles, use airplanes, use trains, you can even use ships to travel from one city to another, from one country to another. All right. Life application of technology. The first one we're going to consider is religion. Now, for some churches and mosques, we discovered that their sermons are now available on the internet. Okay, we also have computerized versions of the Bible and the Quran on laptops, phones, iPads, and so on. Okay, these are typical examples of what I said earlier. We have computerized Bibles in our phones, in our smartphones. We have them on our iPads. We also have them in laptops. Now, microphones, amplifiers, and loudspeakers are also used in churches and mosques to enhance sound production. You know, when they have a large gathering like that, they want to make sure that everybody gets the message, everybody hears what they are saying. And so they use microphones, amplifiers, and of course, loudspeakers to be able to reach out to everybody at the same time. Okay, that's a typical example of a microphone. That's a typical example of an amplifier. And this is a typical example of a loudspeaker. Now, in business, we use mobile phones. Businessmen and women use mobile phones to make their business contacts. And also, they use laptops to keep records of stocks and sales. With the help of technology, businesses are being transacted online as well. We can do internet transaction. Now, even in our offices, we use the telephone to make contacts, to reach out to our colleagues in the offices. Easy communication is being carried out with the use of telephones in our offices. Now, for families, refrigerators are used to preserve our food. And also, we have blenders. These are just some examples of the products of technology. Blenders are used to grind some of our foodstuffs like pepper, melon, tomatoes, and so on. Now, these are typical examples of what I mentioned earlier, the refrigerator, which we use to store our foodstuffs. And then, of course, we have the pressing iron, which we use to iron our clothes. We have the blender, which is being used to blend tomatoes, melon, and so on. And, of course, we have the air conditioner, which we use to give the environment a cool atmosphere for us to rest or to sleep or to relax. Now, in politics, we discovered that electronic voting machines help to minimize rigging and make electoral process easier and faster. We also use electronic media for political campaigns. Okay, that's a typical example of how these products are being used in our elections. Okay, we have the card reader, which we use to detect the fingerprint of the voter, and of course, the permanent voter's card of the voter. Now, in academics, computers are now used to process students' test records, personal information, staff information, and general record keeping. Also, projectors and smart boards like the one I'm using now are used to teach in classrooms in places of chalkboards. Okay? Like now, I don't have to come to you. You are where you are, I am where I am, but you can watch me as I teach you. And then we also have what we call the internet learning. You can go online to learn. Okay, that's a typical example of a projector that is being used in education as well. So, in summary, what have we discussed today? We have said that technology means, in simple terms, what makes life easy. And we also said that the products of technology are equipment that makes our work faster, easier, neater, more accurate, and more reliable. We also said that technology improves human living standards. We also said in this class that technology is used in almost every sphere of life, such as religion, politics, academic, business, and so on. Now, I have a simple question for you to answer. Let's see if you can answer this simple question. And the question goes thus. Which of these is not a product of technology? I take it again. Which of these is not a product of technology? A, windmill. B, well. C, wristwatch. D, washing machine. Let's take a few minutes and see if you can get the answer correctly. Okay, let's see if you can answer the question now. So I'll take the question once again. It said, which of these is not a product of technology? Washing machine is a product of technology. Wristwatch is also a product of technology. Windmill is also a product of technology. But well is not a product of technology. So, well, B is our correct answer. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you again in the next class.